PhantomStar.com, Twitter, YouTube, Podomatic, and iTunes. This is brought to you by Lou Crate and Tweaked Audio. Now it's time for the Guys Night Podcast!
Step in the theater, what do you find? So many movies, not enough time. Action, thriller, horror, comedy, even foreign documentaries. There's always something out there new to review. We try to step it up with a G and crew. Better prepare, welcome to... Step in the theater, what will you find? So many movies, not enough time. Action, horror, thriller, comedy, foreign documentaries. Welcome to Guys Night. Guys Night.
Okay. My apologies. That actually sums up the expression. So we just got out of Manchester by the Sea. We have IMDb up. Okay. Casey Affleck as Lee Chandler. Michelle Williams as Randy. Kyle Chandler. Wow, really, as Joe Chandler. Lucas Hedges. I think this is like one of his first roles because he's upcoming.
Is that the kid?
Yeah, playing Patrick. Gretchen Mol as Elise, Karen Hayward as the mom. It's live, and then Heather Burns. Okay, plays the girlfriend. And girlfriends. Oh no, wait, Anna Katrina. Yeah,
What's the other one?
Is the other one. And Matthew Broderick. Okay, and then
Who's George? The friend?
which one?
He was like the guy who was there with the father. I forget.
Oh,
When he died.
let me see.
Yeah,
Let me
George
see.
was the best friend, the family friend.
Yeah, I don't actually have his picture
I
up
know,
here.
I
That's
feel like
weird.
I've seen
Yeah,
him
he's seen him
before.
before, but he's been in something. But the movie is basic. All right, it's about Lee Chandler, Casey Affleck's character, going and coping through the loss of his brother and re-entering into his nephew's life.
And going back to the town where he left as a traumatic
pariah,
stake
really.
happened.
Yeah.
Because you kind of get the undertone that the whole town kind of
Oh, they despise him.
despise him.
Yeah, after what happened, like, who wouldn't? But it's like, you gotta understand traumatic events, people. It's like, you get one side of a story and then you find out what happened. It's like, you're gonna kind of turn on someone or anything else like that. It's like, it's fucked up, but shit happens like that all the time.
Now, I always go into the Oscar picks fresh. I see no trailer, but you, Angel, did you see a trailer for this?
I did.
And then I was going to say, you saw one. Did they have that whole subplot in there?
They did, like, the whole concept was, I knew that it was, they had the whole, him coming home to take care of his nephew, but you did not get any of the background.
Wow.
You got,
Okay.
You knew there was the scene where she's talking to him and she's crying. She's like, I said horrible things to you. That's in the trailer. So you know there's some type of divorce situation, but
you're
you
not
don't
sure
know
why.
the details on it or
Okay.
anything. So they were vague with that, which is nice.
Now-
'Cause it added a nice
Effect?
effect to seeing why it happened.
Because I feel like for our viewers, like, we should be very vague. We'll do a spoiler section, but pretty much I feel like the movie being vague as is, I kind of appreciated it more as opposed to if I knew about why there was a history between Casey Affleck's character and why there was a history between the nephew and why they set up. Like, I feel like if we didn't get that, if I got that backstory going in, I wouldn't care as much.
Right.
But I will say this. I feel like the editing in this, it's very long. You were mentioning that.
Yeah, it seems like they stretched scenes
Yeah.
or just a little too much. Like there's tons of scenes where he's just staring, and which is good. Like you can see the emotion in his eyes and all that, but you're just kind of like, all right, let's move on. Like there was a lot of just dragging it out where
What-
they could have had it.
Well, I think year-wise also that really like messed up is that I think the real like stick out like a sore thumb is when you have the brother in the hospital, but they're like, oh, are we going to go see him now? Yeah. And they flash back to when he's in the hospital for the first time when he gets diagnosed, but they don't inform, like, it's
it's
not
a flashback.
obvious that it's a
Yeah.
flashback because your main character up to this point, his head is turned. So you have no clue. I'm literally into this, like, I thought we were going to see, I thought it was the death of a father at first. But, you know, you get that, and then the way that it's edited, like, once you get more of a flow when they get into the backstory of why this town hates them, that's when you really start opening, oh, this is how the movie is seen. This is how we're
Right.
going to portray it. I like the callback. I think the son did a really good job. The nephew?
Yeah, he
Oh,
did.
it saved the movie to me.
Yeah.
Because it seemed to drag, and then the interaction between Tim is what saved the movie. Like, I really didn't like the movie in the beginning until the son was introduced.
The moment I realized I knew I was gonna like this movie was at the very beginning when you see him doing the maintenance work and you're seeing all the little things that's going on around him. Then it was like he gets to the one woman with the shower issue and he just calls her out for her bullshit. I was like, I'm gonna enjoy this movie because this character is real and no one puts up with that much bullshit if they have to. Eventually it's like you hit a breaking point. And question around. Would y'all have said the same thing?
I mean, okay, so here's the thing, like, that honestly, like, going into the movie, I was the opposite of you, Angel. Like, I love the movie going in. Like, the beginning I thought was perfect. The whole, like, him being a maintenance job, him, that back thing of him not liking it, the girl hitting on him in the bar and not clearly seeing oh, it's him, and his short temper of wanting to start a fight because somebody's staring at him. I'm all about that in the character. Casey Affleck plays a very unique character. So I like that aspect of it, and I like the son's dynamic, but as a whole, I feel like everybody else was all right. And progressively, as we got further into the movie, I actually was the opposite. It was like a decline. Like, I was like, oh, man, I wish we can get up. I was a mixture of Rashawn, like, when it came to the beginning, but then, like, I like the son dynamic, but then overall, the movie kind of ends on a sad
Which I think
sour.
is good, though, because it's real-life applications into a movie.
No happy ending.
Like, someone with those issues. That's why we're like, you're saying, like, why is he acting like it's like depression, man. Like, he can't overcome what he did, which happens. Certain people, they can't be healed, they can't be fixed, and this movie portrays that very well.
And I think now we can get into the spoilers.
Yeah, I was gonna say one more thing.
Go ahead.
When you go to a movie like this one, and you see like there's a lot of emotion in the movie for parts and everything, and then you go see another movie like Collateral Beauty. I understand why the hell critics pan the shit out that movie now, and why critics love this one, because two different types of things of people dealing with loss and everything else like that. That movie didn't go far enough. This movie definitely did. And I gotta say, like, when it comes to, like, Casey Affleck and Ben Affleck, I've always particularly thought that Casey's kind of, like, the more better Affleck than acting-wise for emotional stuff. Like, Ben, he's always had that one issue. Even I've seen, like, a lot of his movies and everything. I'm like when it comes down to certain
You
things,
didn't like Geely?
I will forgive Jersey Girl for everything it does. I do enjoy that movie a lot. Heck, that's the first one movie you do get Deadshot and Batman together. But for like everything else like that, I think Casey Affleck did an amazing job in the movie.
All right, so from this point, we're going to get into spoilers. So going out here, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so the backstory, when a bomb gets dropped on, I didn't see it coming. He literally is walking because he wants more beer. But then, oddly enough, he has, like, Huggies in his bag also. So he's probably
That's like you said with the editing earlier.
Yeah.
You couldn't tell that it was a fucking flashback. 'Cause
Exactly.
It just showed him walking out of the house.
I noticed that because of the green hoodie. I noticed that.
Flashback until he got into the restaurant and I saw the Huggies and I was like, oh, okay, we're in the past now.
Yeah, like, I knew that, but the thing that was a big, like, drop on the head bomb is, like, he has his friends over, goes out, we're assumed to get more booze, and I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah, it's after they all left, he's just chilling out and everything.
Yeah.
It's like that, like, okay, he walks
So you can see
out.
there's a hint of alcoholism in there, too.
Yeah.
And then,
Well,
drugs, yeah.
He said
it's a coping.
No,
He drinks to cope. It's the same reason why he fights in the movie is so he can feel something.
Yeah.
Because he says it. He's like, I'm dead.
So when
This is beforehand, but then
This
he...
is throughout his
Life.
after the fire. This is
Yeah.
how he deals. He drinks. He lives a very
Oh, I was talking about
minimalistic
before the
life.
fire.
He lives a very minimalistic life,
He's
and then he fights.
because he wants to punish himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's the reason why he went for the gun after
To shoot himself, yeah.
And he's like, okay,
wanted-
tried to
when
pull,
he's talking to the
pulled the
cops.
trigger, and like safety's on. He's trying to cock the gun back and everything, and thank goodness the cops stopped.
When
him.
he's talking to the cops, he's like, "What do you mean? That's it?
That's
like,
it.
He wanted to be. He felt he did
Jail.
something wrong, and he wanted to go to jail. He's like, I murdered my kids, and they did a wonderful job of not just saying it outright, like throwing out there. They make you think that this is how he feels. It's not like,
Yeah.
oh, I murdered my kids. It was just like, what do you mean I'm free?
And the thing is, strategically, also like, if this were to happen in real life, that really would be a cause. Like, if it's an accident.
Yeah.
This is the death of your 3 children.
It's an accident to them, but to you literally
you would
murdered
feel
your
that.
kids. Yeah.
So long story short is that he comes home, but he wanted to heat up the house, left the fire on. Next moment,
He
like
just forgot to put the damn screen on.
the screen up, the fires, literally the house is set on fire. Why? I mean, the mom passed out, but still, why your first instinct wouldn't be like to go get
Well,
a fire?
remember, she was already knocked out.
She's already asleep, and she
was already asleep.
And
The
their room
smoke
is
probably
downstairs.
knocked
So,
her
so she said, like when she got in there, the firefighters caught
Pulled her out.
They got her out before the furnace.
Before the kids, yeah, on the roof.
So it's
yep.
like you go downstairs. It's the first place you go. So you look downstairs first. You get her. Then they try to move the way upstairs.
But then they couldn't because the furnace
is like,
blew.
boom.
All right. Because I was about to say, like, damn, what is it with, like, Hollywood moms? They can't do fires first. And Spider-Man? I'm serious.
But, yeah, it was real. I mean, like I said, and the dialogue between the uncle and the nephew was fantastic.
Perfect.
Like, you could literally see, like, he's like, and he's acting like a teenager. Like, why the fuck do I have to move, you know?
Why do I have to move? Why do I have to only settle down with one girl? Why do I have to do... That was a hilarious subplot.
And the child, the way he coped was, like... To me, it was very realistic. Like, when my father passed away, I kind of coped the same way, minus the sex. But, like, like I didn't cry as much.
Yeah.
I was pretty much real. I had one major moment, but otherwise I moved on. Like, when they were sitting at the dinner table and he's talking on the funeral, the girlfriend's like, should you really be doing it? And he's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, let him talk.
Exactly. No, I think the one thing is, like, the first scene when he finds out he's dead, he literally walks in and is like, all right, I saw it, let's go. I'm like, damn!
You know what's funny? I almost did the same exact thing with my mom. Like, I don't want to be here. They literally almost had to force me to go see my biological mom in order for me, like, I was like, the night before, I was like, okay, she brain dead, everything. I was like, all right, it's fine. I'd like the rest of my family do it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd come in to go work the next day, everything. I get everyone fucking hounded me because I have to go the fuck down there because no one can do shit without my signature. I'm I'm the oldest son. So I'm like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be down here. If I could have, I could have just went in, said, pull the plug, went out. It would have been something simple or something else like that. But I got that. Like, once he did that, I was like, yep, that's how I feel. That's how shit goes.
I don't know, just to me...
Certain things get you to an emotional point, but you can't get it until later on.
Yeah.
When it's like, it's going to hit you. And when he got that freezer scene, it's like, with his father.
Yeah, because he doesn't want his... I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's having a panic attack.
But I love also when he's just making the spaghetti sauce and, you know, like, you don't even know it's, like, literally in his own mind with the 2 kids right there. Like, that was a beautiful shot, too. But, again, a lot of things they prolonged and a lot of things they needed dry cuts where it's just like, come on, we got to get it. Like, you could have easily shaved a good, like, 15 minutes off of this
definitely.
movie.
That's what I feel like.
And it would have flowed better. Yeah. So because of that, unfortunately, the acting and performance between the son and Casey Affleck are good, but realistically, I was debating, I'm going to have to give it a 3 out of 4. Like, that's just my score. I mean, I think it's solid. It's not a bad movie by any means. It's a little above average, but Oscar buzz definitely worthy, but that's
I
my
see it winning screenplay at least. I say about 3.5 for performance-wise. It was great mainly all around. I expected, like, the certain things to happen. Like, at first when I was going in, it's like, okay, it's like either his children are dead, or I was like firstly you see Casey Affleck's character, and he's like messing with his nephew and playing around with him on the boat, and the dad's driving the boat and everything. He's like having that question, he's like, who's better, who's not if you want to be trapped on an island and everything. I was like, okay. Like, first I thought, okay, he didn't have any kids or anything like that. So then when you see that he has a family, it's like, okay, what happened to the family? And this was the only way is like to really like get you to that emotional point when you're seeing all his kids die and his wife still alive, but now they're divorced because of everything. It's like, that's the only way you can get that emotional state that he's in this whole entire film, because Angel, when you first saw him in the bar and you saw the one chick try to, like, she purposely spilled that beer on him, did you think he was gay? Because he was looking
Yeah,
at two
like
dudes?
I had a moment.
Because he
where
was
I
staring
like-
at the two guys right
he's like,
afterwards.
it's- I was like, maybe he's gay. All right, that explains it.
Yeah, but then there's like, you see the, like, the moment he gets, like, over there, he's like, patting him on shoulders, like, do I know you? Do you know you? From now, like, maybe they were people from Manchester. And, like, they might have known him. That's the reason why.
It is only an hour and a half away.
Yeah, so
supposedly.
that's
Yeah.
They do say he's coming over.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Like they know who he is.
Yeah, so that's the reason why I'm like, okay, so that's kind of why he kind of went off on them right then and there, because,
Right.
like, they know who he is, and...
They know what he did.
Exactly, so it's like, they're just looking at him, staring across him, like, you're just gonna fuck with him, so, like...
And you know, I like that aspect of like not wanting to go back, but you have to. I think another scene that's brilliant, and that I'm going to get into your score also, is that I love when he goes out looking for getting his job
Yeah,
back.
and he can't because no one. So like, it's not even
Nobody
that he
likes
can't.
it.
do
Because
what the nephew
physically,
wants.
like literally, he could if he wanted to by law, but because of the reputation he built, the
one's gonna
woman
hire him.
immediately said, "I never want him back in here." I was like, "Whoa, I love that
I think
scene."
the husband would probably let him come back, but the wife, when she said
Yeah.
it's like, no.
But who wears the pants in the relay? That's
Exactly,
the thing.
because she, well, like, she's doing a book, so it's like, she works there too, so she
Exactly.
want to see him.
That's why I said like,
Can't have that
yo.
conflict of interest.
So what's your score, Angel?
All right, my score. I liked how the movie ended, but I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 4.
Whoa.
Only because there's a
okay.
few reasons. Only because it was really slow to get into. Like first 45 minutes, I wasn't even into the movie.
That's understandable.
It wasn't until the end that I really got into it, and it did kind of the cliche sad ending that most independent movies do, which kind of turned me off. I'm glad that they did that sad ending. I believe a sad ending is what it deserves.
Yeah.
But it's still kind of like, it's an indie film. Every indie film has a sad ending.
All right.
And the like you said with the edit, just the scenes just went
so
too
choppy,
long for
yeah.
certain
I
things.
can blame
So
that.
for that, I'm gonna give it a 2.
I can blame that on, like, maybe the director, because he wrote and directed this, so...
Maybe, but like, and you know
No,
what?
but he wrote and directed
You know
it.
what the problem
and never
is with
say in
that
the
is?
editing, yeah.
They have like emotional attachment. So like, no, you can't cut the scene. The scene is what
Yeah.
brings everything together. And it seems like that's what it did. They wanted them to have these long bouts of silence when it could have been like a short silence flashback. Obviously, the flashback would have
They're
implied that
effective.
it was a long stare that he was blanking out. And they could have saved like maybe 2-3 minutes per fucking staring scene.
That's true.
So the overall score is 2.83. So we're just gonna round it to a 3.
All right.
Actually, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I thought I was gonna come into this like 3.5 easily, and then it's like we have this recommendation for it. I'm like, it was all right.
Yeah.
That's the overall score for the Guys Night Crew. So until then, this is Jared Avery.
Rashawn.
Angel Rook.
All right. Be sure to like us on our Facebook page, Twitter page, Instagram, Podomatic, iTunes. And we have the memorial video still coming. Oscar reviews are coming. We just took a break. Hope you guys had a safe and happy New Year and Christmas. And anything else you want to add? Or
Yeah, a few conventions coming up. We got Greater Philadelphia Comic Con.
Yeah.
We
Awesome
got
Con.
Awesome Con. Trying to get San Diego Comic Con. Already started looking at hotels right now. I might have found one just for us. That's about.
what are you going to just?
I
We're
know,
looking
yeah, I
into
know,
it. Don't
yeah.
say the button.
I don't
Still.
know, yeah, but that one. We have New York Comic Con and Rhode Island probably. Yeah, you gotta enjoy it, man.
All right.
Fun.
Yeah,
And
it's-
this year will be press, so it's like you go in, you don't have to worry about this. We'll go in the press section.
I don't-
There is a complete section for us, so we can chill in the whole time, so we don't have to worry about
see.
the convention floor.
All right. Well, we'll see.
Come on.
Everything else is just New York. I don't know. We do what we do for the sake of the podcast. Until next time.
We're out.
No.